over my short life, I've found that getting really good at something or being successful in something is not a result of doing an immaculate thing one time. It's doing little, slightly good things over and over and over and over again every day. Because there's a funny thing called compounding, and it's when you do something really small for a long enough period of time, the results will be actually very, very big. So, I want to share with you guys some of the things that I've found successful in terms of habits in the last couple years of my life that have actually made substantial improvements while not actually being super huge. Which is great. And before I get into this, I just want to have a disclaimer. No, I don't know everything. Sometimes I get comments on these videos. Oh, you don't know it all. You're just an entitled kid. Listen, I'm just sharing what has worked in my life. Take it or leave it. So anyway, there's 6 habits that I personally think in my life have made a huge difference and maybe will in yours. Starting off with the most important thing I'll ever talk about, and that is sleep. The thing you do 8 hours every night, well, hopefully 8 hours. But I used to be very bad with sleep. I've talked about this in a video before. But fixing your sleep, when you talk about the risk reward, there is basically no risk and so much reward from getting better sleep. Well, for starters, your mood gets better. Also, your motivation to do things gets higher. Your energy is better. Your focus is better. Your attention is better. Your gym gains will be better. There is basically no downfall to getting better sleep and so many upsides. It is ridiculous how much of an effect fixing your sleep will have on your life. It is so worth it, and I could get more into it, but I made a whole video about it. But please, please, please get better sleep. It has so much of an effect on your life. You will notice it almost immediately, just a few days after fixing my sleep. Whenever I go through like periods of a couple days where I get bad sleep and then I get good sleep the next few nights, I can always immediately feel like everything is just better. Like life is enhanced in so many ways after fixing your sleep. So please, that's the one thing I'll say. Please do that if you don't listen to anything else. Anyway, so that's the first thing. Fix your sleep. The next one's a little more niche, a little less mainstream, and that is timing your caffeine. So I have always found that caffeine is the one drug that is awesome. I don't drink alcohol really. I don't smoke. I don't do whatever else, cocaine, fentanyl, whatever you want to call it. I don't do any of that stuff. But caffeine is a beautiful thing. It just, no matter how long and how many times I've done it, it always just gives a nice burst of energy. However, if you use caffeine wrong, it can be bad for you. So, timing your caffeine, doing the right amount at the right time is the most effective for productivity and getting stuff done. So, I'm going to give just a couple baseline tips of guidelines I follow using caffeine to make sure it's actually improving my life, not letting it get worse. So, first off, don't take caffeine late at night. That's an easy one because it's going to ruin your sleep. As I said 2 minutes ago, sleep is very important. Don't take caffeine at night. Secondly, don't take it right when you wake up. Some people do this. They wake up, immediately reach for the coffee or whatever. I find that kind of makes things wonky because, yeah, you're taking this drug that, wakes you up, but you're also still physically, like, brain foggy in the morning. And for me, I've just found that taking it really early in the morning, like right when you get up, is not a good thing, not the best way to use your caffeine. I like to take the first at least hour of a day just to kind of wake up, get myself together, ease into the day. And then also, don't take more than 400 milligrams of caffeine a day, and don't like slowly increase the amount you take over time because that'll get you bad. If you keep increasing it over time, your tolerance is going to get really, really high, and it's not going to be as effective, and you're going to gain a dependency. I try to take the same amount of caffeine every single day, around 200 to 300 milligrams, depending on the situation. And lastly, the last way to optimize your caffeine is to take it right before the most important thing of your day. So for me, I'm a full-time YouTuber and streamer. I take one coffee right before I stream and one coffee right before I record my video because that's, for me personally, the most important time to take my caffeine because it gives me the most energy for the most vital part, being entertaining. So whatever it is in your life that you think is most important to you and can be benefited by caffeine, I don't think it's good to say take caffeine before doing a yoga meditation or something like that. But if you have something in your life that you think is beneficial, something you want to work hard at, take caffeine before then, and it just dials you in. For me, I'm not saying everyone needs caffeine, but I've found in most people it's very helpful. So be smart, be safe with it, and time your caffeine. So that's habit number 2, timing caffeine correctly. Number 3 is not so much like a habit that you can physically do, it's more like a mindset, but putting business before pleasure. I forget when I learned about it, but I read a book about dopamine, and the big thing about dopamine, well, one of the big things, there's a lot of big things, but one of the big things about dopamine is it depletes throughout the day, and basically your motivation and ability and want to do productive things goes down throughout the day. So what you shouldn't do is when you first wake up doing things that are very pleasure indulgent, gooning, eating unhealthy food, whatever it is, watching a TV show. You should save those activities if you are going to do them to the end of the day. And when you first wake up, when you have that majority of motivation, that's when you want to do your productive stuff. That's when you want to get work done, work out, plan, schedule stuff, all of that. You want to do that in the beginning of the day. And then once you've done all that, you do all your indulgent stuff at the end of the day before you go to bed. You get to have your nice relaxation. A big misconception in the self-improvement community is that you need to all the time be working, trying to better yourself. No, I think it's a great thing to take a couple hours before bed to, actually enjoy life, relax and stuff. But it's much more effective if you do that after all the productive stuff. And then one bigger thing about this whole putting business before pleasure thing, I also kind of associate it with my big goals. So, for example, I love Taco Bell, but I know it's not the best for me. But it is something I really, really love. It's delicious, and it doesn't harm me if I, have it like once a month. So I plan to have my Taco Bell after my PR day in the gym. I like max out in the gym once a month, and whenever I hit PRs, that's when I have the Taco Bell. So enjoy the good stuff, but make sure you put the productive, hardworking stuff before that, not after. Because if you have the Taco Bell first, you're not going to want to work hard in the gym after. That's just what I found. Okay, so number 4, and this is a good one. This is an interesting habit, but take nothing personally from strangers ever. I've seen it so many times. People let their days get ruined, their moods ruined by random people, and guess what? You can't control the other people. They are who they are, especially strangers who aren't going to be in your life every day. Why would you let them ruin your day? They don't know you. And if a stranger insults you or something, treats you wrong, it's not because it's you. It's just not. It's because of them. That's how they are. That's how they choose to live their life. And that's how they treat other people. So getting in a habit, and this one's a hard one because it's more like an emotional habit, but if you can get in the habit of whenever someone, a stranger who you're not close with, does something that bothers you, annoys you, insults you, just don't take it personal because that's them. That's not you. It has nothing to do with you. So don't let it ruin your mood or day because you really can't control at all what strangers will do to you. So don't let it affect your mood. So that's number 4. Number 5, walking, getting your steps in. Easy habit right there that's going to improve your life. There's so many health benefits to walking. It's kind of like sleep. Like there's not just one benefit, but there's a lot. Walk outside if you can too, getting the sunlight on you. Ooh, it's really good for the brain. It's good for your mood and all that. But getting steps in, I recommend getting some sort of step counter. It doesn't have to be like a super fancy watch, but anything that'll count your steps. And then just try to set a goal for yourself that's reasonable, but makes you do stuff like some people it's 8,000, some people it's 10,000. Personally, I try to get 10,000 steps a day if I can, and the benefits of that are just great. And it's easy to walk. It's not an intense activity. Make it enjoyable for yourself. Listen to a podcast, listen to music, whatever you need to do to get walking. But walking is so good for your mind and your body. Okay, last one. This is a pretty easy one to get down. People might actually be surprised that I'm advocating for this, but a really good habit is to take one day a week to yourself. I'm very strongly a believer in balance when it comes to not even just work life, but everything. You should be able to enjoy stuff, but also work really hard to achieve your goals. And the way I do this, personally, my day is Sunday. Do whatever works best for your schedule. But I take one day a week where I don't do anything that's high stakes. I don't do work. I don't work out. I walk, but I don't do any like running or lifting. Sundays is my day just to relax and I do simple things on Sundays. Like I'll do some chores. I'll go shopping maybe. But for the most part, Sunday's my day to just enjoy and relax. Because I found if you really enjoy and relax on Sunday, then Monday, out of the gate running, absolutely ready to conquer the world. So work hard on the days you're supposed to work hard, but schedule in one day just to, take to yourself. Because when you split it up like this, you'll work hard, but you won't get burned out because you'll have one day just to, mentally reset. I like to set my goals for the next week on Sunday. That's one of the few things I do that day. I say, what do I want to do the next week? And then it kind of gets you excited because then when the week starts, you're like, I know what I need to do. I need to lock in and get this stuff done. So, yeah, those are the 6 habits. Let me recap. Value your sleep, time your caffeine, put business before pleasure, take nothing personally from strangers, walk preferably outside, and take one day off a week if you can. Yeah, all of those things I think are important, and if you do them over time, they're really going to maximize your potential, which is what everybody wants to do, right? Anyway, that's all I got for today. I hope you learned something. Hope there's something you can take away for your life. If not, hope you just enjoyed the video. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.